Okay, so for my first video, I'm going to be doing something that combines two of my main autistic hyperfixations, which is politics and underground rap collectives, because unfortunately, one of my favorite rap groups, Haunted Mound, has fallen into supporting Nazi shit after years of having lyrics and public statements denouncing that shit. So, uh, I didn't want to script anything or edit anything for this. I just wanted to make something quick, so I did a PowerPoint. But I think it might be, I don't know, it's kind of unique. I don't know how many people do PowerPoints on YouTube, so hopefully it's good enough to explain the situation. So, why is this hypocritical, aka why we thought they were leftists? So, as early as the first album that Sematary made with Ghost Mountain Gravehouse, there's already an anti-Nazi lyric from Ghost Mountain here. It goes, "Fuck your flag and fuck your life. Fuck your flag and your life don't matter. Pigs gonna burn, Nazi skulls gonna shatter." So from the very start, they were putting anti-Nazi lyrics in their stuff. But the anti-Nazi shit really started to happen a lot more around the time of the Rainbow Bridge trilogy, because Sematary really liked black metal and wanted to incorporate it into a trilogy of albums. But if you know anything about black metal and its history, a lot of those, the main bands in it are neo-Nazis and horrible people. Especially Burzum, which is one of the main groups. Basically, the history is like Varg, the founder of Burzum, which, by the way, this isn't Varg 2. If you listen to Blade, I don't know why he named himself after a neo-Nazi, but that guy has fucking like sexual assault allegations or something. That guy's shitty too. But anyway, Varg, he thought like metal was performative, so he wanted to be like as evil and like as edgy as possible. So he started being like a neo-Nazi, and he wanted he hated Christianity, and he wanted Norway to return to like Norse paganism or something. So he burned like a bunch of churches down, and then finally he killed the lead singer of Mayhem, which Mayhem was the other main, like they started black metal even before Burzum, and he was friends with the lead singer of Mayhem, like they were best friends basically, and he killed him, I don't know, just to see how it felt or to be edgy or whatever. And so Varg gets arrested for all this, but Norway's prison system is really lax, so he eventually gets out as an adult, and he's like washed. He doesn't make music anymore, and he just posts like neo-Nazi shit on his social media. There's Papa Meat has a good video about the history of black metal that goes over this, which is how I know all this. But basically, despite all that, Burzum's music is really good, and Sematary liked it, but he didn't support the Nazi shit, so he wanted to like separate the art from the artist, and he also wanted to make it clear that he doesn't support that shit, is how I understand it. So on the song Skeletons, which samples Burzum, in the YouTube description it says, "Fuck you, Burzum, we kill Nazis, you ho," and then in the song it says, "Kill a Nazi like motherfucking Wolfenstein." And then on Rainbow Bridge 3, on We're All Sinners, he says, "I'ma slap a proud boy, I'ma slap a transphobe, fuck what you about," is Antifa mode. And then here's some more anti-Nazi lyrics. "Hackle with the 30, shoot a Nazi and watch him die. Stomp a Nazi until I see the damn white meat." And then he also had a really long history of anti-cop lyrics, which was in a lot more like leftist leaning way than most rappers. He had a whole song called 1312, and he always talked about killing cops. He's kind of like early JPEG Mafia. Like, he really did not like cops. But on 1312 it said, "I'm never sad when the cops die. Pissing all in that blue line. Fuck 12, we got big knives." And then in I'm Reloading, he said, "Bought a gun so I can kill police." And then in Slaughterhouse, he says, "Fuck the law, death to the cops." And there's a lot more than this. And this is like very clearly like trying to lean leftist, because most right-wingers are like back to blue, like Blue Lives Matter. And I always love the anti-cop shit. Like, that made me like Sematary a lot more. Another leftist thing he did was he did a Pride Month rainbow shirt, like rainbow Haunted Mound logo shirt, which was really cool, and not a lot of artists would do this, like publicly support the LGBT community. But a little rant I want to go on about this. He only did this in 2022, and it's like, you know, Pride Month happens every fucking year, Sematary. Like, it didn't just happen in 2022. All you have to do is re-release the same designs. You don't even have to make new ones. Like, people wanted like trans flag ones and shit, and that'd be cool, but you don't even have to do that. You can just be lazy and re-release them. But people were saying that he like donated to charity the first time he did it, and he didn't want to have to do it again, like if he did it every year, because he's greedy, which makes sense. But and yeah, it sucks that this is such a limited time thing, because like I was able to get one luckily, but I spilled bleach on it and I almost lost it in my long distance ex-boyfriend's house. So I have it, but it's in bad shape. But anyway, despite that being shitty that he only did it once, that's still like clearly a leftist thing that most rappers wouldn't do. And then he took this shit into the public. Like, this wasn't just like statements or like merch and stuff. At one of his concerts, there was a person with a MAGA hat in the crowd, so he tells the crowd, I'll play the video.
Trump hat wearing motherfucker. Hey, beat that motherfucker's ass. I don't fuck with Trump. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, you motherfucker. Get his fucking hat off. Get his fucking ass. Fuck you, see that fool in the middle with the Trump hat? Rip that bitch ass, motherfucker. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. No, what the fuck? Beat his ass. Fuck you, bitch. Suck my dick, fuck boy.
So yeah, he even did that. Despite all that, though, it was clear that he wasn't like a full leftist. I don't want to like exaggerate. Like, he definitely seems like a centrist seemed like a centrist kind of libertarian. He said, "I don't like cops, commies, or hippies. Y'all can't smoke with me." And it's like, I don't think he's that educated. I think he just thinks all communists are like Marxist Leninist tankies, but I still don't think he would be a communist if he was more educated. And then on that same song with the anti-Nazi lyric, he says, "Live free or die, I'm a knife-toting patriot." And then he always has the American flag. He has it on his merch. He's always about trying to get money. I think he's like a libertarian, but despite that, everything that he said, still being so publicly anti-fascist and pro-leftist, was a lot more than most rappers would do. Like, most rappers are apolitical or fucking Nazis, so it really drew me to him and made me like his music even more. But now, this is where we get into the fucking Shed Theory, Sam Hyde situation beef. Which, if you don't know who Shed Theory is, they're another rap collective in the same kind of space. They basically just make cloud rap style music. which Sematary does too, but he mixes a lot of other different kinds of genres in it. But I really like their music. I'm a fan of both collectives, but let's get into this shit because Joey and all of the Shed members support and hang out with Sam Hyde, which, if you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's this neo-Nazi guy who he's like a quote-unquote comedian, but most of his jokes are just like him saying like offensive, like anti-Semitic, racist, misogynistic stuff, but like using a like ironic tone, like pretending that he's joking. And he's done a lot of other crazy shit. But I want to talk about the idubbuz video for a while. I'm really glad I watched it because I wasn't gonna watch it for this video and just be like, I'll watch it. It probably has good information in it. But it was completely different than I expected. Like, idubbuz only accused Sam Hyde of 3 things, which was saying that his jokes are not ironic, which is true, and then saying he's clearly a neo-Nazi because he donated to the Daily Stormer, which is a publicly neo-Nazi group, which is true. And then at the start of the video, he posted news footage from this thing. Every time there's a mass shooting, Sam Hyde does this fucked up joke where he takes a picture of himself with a rifle, and then he has his fans post around like, the shooter of latest mass shooting has been identified, here's a picture of him. So he posted news footage from that at the start, but it's like those were all things that idubbuz said when he wasn't with Sam Hyde, and he was with Sam Hyde for 4 days and basically just sucked up to him, didn't grill him at all. And it's like, honestly, when Sam Hyde is not being offensive or being racist or whatever, he's actually kind of charismatic and can be funny. And he did this whole like crazy thing where he rented this fake office and pretended that his friends were his employees, and he did this whole thing where he pretended to have a girlfriend who was a drug addict and basically gaslit idubbuz. So even though Sam Hyde is like a terrible person, I think he came out in that situation on top. Like, idubbuz fucked up. He didn't do a good job. I don't know if it's because this was before he apologized for his own edgy humor and he would have felt like hypocritical, like getting on Sam Hyde's case for that, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm also glad I watched it because Joey from Shed Theory is in this a ton. I did not realize, I knew he was associated with Sam Hyde, but I did not realize like how much they hung out. He's publicly like willing to be interviewed on camera in this video with Sam Hyde. And you could argue it's just for publicity, but I don't think so. Like he hangs out with him all the time. Like, outside the video, TikTok together. Like, they're clearly friends. So Joey's friends with a neo-Nazi. Another tangent, and this is probably just a crackpot theory that I had, but I think I saw the rapper Smoke Dope 2016 in the background of idubbuz video too, which would make sense. He's not in Shed Theory, but he has multiple songs with Shed Theory. And he always, the problem is he always wears a mask like that, and it looks like his mask, but since he is wearing a mask, there's no way for me to tell. But yeah, he basically just says he wears a mask for privacy, which I understand. Like, I don't show my face, but if that actually is him in the video with Sam Hyde, it might be a little bit more disingenuous. It's like, I wouldn't want my face on camera with Sam Hyde either. Like, that's actually kind of smart, unlike Joey, who's just like publicly being interviewed associated with him. But anyway, even if that's not him in the video, he is associated with Sheds, and I'll come back around later, so pay attention to that. But basically, because Joey and Shed support Sam Hyde, and Sematary has always very publicly been anti-Nazi, he had this interview, and he kind of sneak dissed Shed Theory, which caused a whole beef. But the interviewer said, "Is there a living person you most despise?" Sematary. "No personal beefs that need to be on the record. I'm not rocking with Redacted," which is it's confirmed that was Shed Theory. I'm not rocking with fucking alt-right shit in the underground. That's the best I can offer. They need to not be around. Or they need to not make music anymore. If I could, I'd make sure he wasn't around. And then the interview said you take it into your own hands. And Sematary said, yeah, when I see those fools, it's on. So, pretty minor. He doesn't mention them by name. And that is him standing on his principles that he said before, not supporting Nazi shit. But Joey and Shed Theory fire back in the most immature way possible. Like, he didn't even mention them by name. And getting upset about this is kind of a self-report because he just said alt-right groups in the underground. And if you don't think you're alt-right, then you wouldn't even think that applies to you. But Woody made this shitty diss track. I like Woody's music, but that song sounds like shit. So they made a diss track about him. And then, this picture. So, Sematary has always been a huge fan of Chief Keef. That's like one of his biggest influences. He managed to get someone that he worked with to have Chief Keef send him a feature for a song. They didn't actually meet or anything, but they do have a song together. And Sematary got invited to Chief Keef's album release party. This was when Almighty So 2 was coming out. But for some reason, Joey and Shed Theory were also invited. So Joey came behind him and took this picture of his back and was like, turn around, bro, you want to talk? Like, making fun of him and shit. He's like saying, like, you said it was on site and you're not fighting me. But it's like, it's Chief Keef's album release party. If he started like fist fighting someone, like, that's so embarrassing. Like, he wants to be in Chief Keef's good graces and he's just acting like an adult. And Joey's making fun of him. And then fucking Laker said it's on site and then called the cops, which is literally just total bullshit. Like, you know how many anti-cop lyrics Sematary has? And even if the like leftism part of it is performative, he's like always on drugs. Like, he does not like the police. And this is Chief Keef's album release party. Chief Keef, who used to be like associated with actual gangsters in O Block. And fucking O Block is where the same hood that King Von came out of. So I think if he called cops to this album release party, he'd genuinely be putting his life in danger. And they didn't fucking meet anywhere else other than this, as far as I know. So Laker's just fucking lying. And I don't even think Sematary fucking saw him. Like, he said he tried to talk to him, but anyway,
here's a clip.
So the only public statement that either of them have made about this beef is Joey on this fucking bumfuck not popular podcast, and the host doesn't know about Sam Hyde, doesn't ask him about it, and Joey doesn't mention Sam Hyde. So the whole reason for this beef is kind of ignored.
Here's a clip from...
And Joey just kind of spews bullshit, but I'll play the clip anyway. Hang on. It's 5 minutes, so I'm going to put the...
Our podcast, a Club Ambition podcast, aka CAP.
They gonna let me for my ambition.
Bro, there's like, I swear, probably like 10 YouTube channels that like do like documentaries and stuff, and they're covering this, and it's like crazy. And when I did my research, like more kept popping up. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And they're literally labeling it a crazy white boy summer. Like, the crazy white boy summer because of the rap beefs. They said that the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef has nothing on this beef, and it's like a whole controversy, a whole rumor, etc. But it's basically... Well, you'll correct everything, right? Because I definitely want to get the clarity here. But there's a collective beef between this rapper, another underground rapper, you know, shout out to Sematary, and he has the collective Haunted Mound, right? Haunted Mound. And then you have, you know, Shed Theory that you're also a part of. So there's a rumored animosity. You know, he dropped this interview, or he wrote an interview or an article interview on the article website, whatever you call it. It's called We Saw Your Post. You made a post where you were like, you know, these rappers, etc. That you see them in person.
It pisses me off so much how he said he did, this interviewer said he did research on the situation, but he doesn't even bring up Sam Hyde at all, which is the whole point
Person, this and that.
of fucking beef. Is that he hangs
Are
out with
you
the neo-Nazi.
cool with Sematary, or is there actual beef that's real, or is it bullshit? You know,
I love Sematary.
You love Sematary?
I love you so much, gang. I wish you would have turned around at Chief Keef's party, bro. I was trying to talk to you, but you wouldn't turn around.
Obviously.
Just have a chat with me, bro. I'm right here. You know where I'm
like
at.
it's just some
I'll be
silly
wherever
thing.
you at.
Him hanging out with the neo-Nazi.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
No, but that's all just tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
all,
Hanging out with a neo-Nazi.
it's just one-sided shit. Like, I'm just trying to get
All Sematary did was mention his collective redacted in an interview and then didn't do anything, and then he went up and harassed him in public, and Woody's making diss tracks, Lakers fucking lying about him. Is one-sided on your side.
this money. I'm just trying to, provide for everybody I love, you know what I'm saying? It's like, of course, people, you're going to have people that don't like you, and that's just, that's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, but,
yeah.
I just, bro should have turned around when I seen him. He wouldn't turn around.
He's really good at
He's really good at this. No, he's made for this. Man, listen. If it seemed like a lot of people were upset, like, damn, I wanted a Sematary Joey collab. We thought it was gonna, like a new collaboration. So that was gonna happen. Not in the plans right now.
Hey, I'm open to it.
Open to.
Yeah, just turn around.
To a collab.
The way you say that is so crazy. Like, no Diddy.
Oh yeah, no Diddy. Yeah, definitely no Diddy. Man, no, yeah. And when it comes to like the collective Haunted Mound, is there like any animosity between like anyone specific, or is it just like
it's all love?
It's all love.
It's all love from our side.
Yeah.
It's all love. We don't do the hate shit. That's just
doing
yeah.
most of the
no,
beat.
there's no room for that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all
Hanging out in the neo-Nazi.
trying to get to the same thing. We all have similar motives. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like
Ask him about
I don't got
Sam
any.
Hyde,
I don't got room to be stressing about some dumb shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all just if anything, it's just like it's just funny to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause people say stuff, but like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are really about shit, and some people aren't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like don't say you're about something if you're not, because some people really are about shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
so
facts.
like, so yeah, it's just funny. It's tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery. The word of the day. Phrase of the day. And then keeping it there a bit, Chief Keef, right?
So that's the only statement Joey's ever made about it. He didn't mention Sam Hyde, obviously, at all, which is the main fucking point. And Sematary never responded or made any kind of statement. And eventually, they both just kind of ended the beef with no public explanation. And Haunted Mound began working with Shed associated artists, and both groups start commingling. So this is really weird. Like, Sematary was standing by his principles. He was right that Joey supports Nazis, but he just kind of dropped it and kind of started working with Shed. And it's like, I don't know if he realized that there's a lot of listener overlap between Shed and Haunted Mound, which is true, because I listen to both of them. He's like, if we just ignore our principles and work with them, we can make more money. But I don't know. It was really weird. At the time, I thought maybe Joey, like, publicly, like, or privately, apologized about the Sam Hyde stuff. But it's like, now that I know more about it, he's like, there's no, like, apologizing with that. Like, you knew what you were doing. So that was kind of weird. But that leads into this. So, as I mentioned before, Smoke Dope 2016 comes back. Even if this is not him in the Sam Hyde video, he has multiple songs. He has a song with Joey. He has a song with Lakers. So he's kind of like, he's not in Shed, but he's kind of associated with it. But then they made a song with Hackle, made a song with him. And then he went on the Mascarilla podcast, which, if you don't know, Mascarilla is like where Sematary did his first big interview, and Mascarilla also has a label, and he signed to that. So they're kind of like low key working, even though it's not an actual Shed member. I also forgot to include on this PowerPoint. Sematary was on Grade A 2023, and now this year Joey is on Grade A 2025, and then Sematary got merch in Zoomies, and then right afterwards Shed got merch in Zoomies. So it kind of seems like they're getting the same opportunities, or kind of low-key working with each other. But that leads into this whole fucking mess. Buckshot, Haunted Mound member Buckshot, starts hanging out with Shed Theory often, makes song with them, and starts publicly supporting a known neo-Nazi brand called Remilia. So there's a lot to get into on this slide. But first of all, I want to talk about this song. I like Marlon and I like Buckshot. They both have good voices. I was genuinely excited for this collab. But Buckshot's verse is mixed so horribly you can barely hear him, and it doesn't fucking sound like him at all. So they're not even making good music out of this Nazi shit they're doing together. But here's a whole chart. So this is him. Sorry, hang on. This is him texting Shed and talking about getting an Iron Cross tattoo, which is a Nazi symbol. And then here's him hanging out with Ricky Chix, who's a Shed member. He was like a known racist. He said like slurs to someone on the drive-thru or something apparently. And he was also Turnabout, who is a former Haunted Mound member who left because he said Sematary was treating him like shit. And then here's him with the Remilia hat and the Remilia shirt, which I'll get into in a second. Here's another pic of him with Ricky Chix, I think. I think that's him. And then this picture, this doesn't have anything to do with Shed, but again, he's hanging out with Turnabout, and he's hanging out with Christ Dillinger, who was another rapper who did Sematary. So Buckshot's like very publicly hanging out with a bunch of people who like had beef with Sematary or didn't like him. So it kind of seems like he's trying to. It kind of seemed like at the time he was trying to push the boundaries and see what he could get away with, and still be in the mound or before Sematary do something, which apparently is fucking anything. Sematary's done nothing. But let's get into Remilia, the brand that he started publicly supporting. This is also an NFT brand, by the way, but they have physical merch as well. But one of the merch things on their page right now has the Nazi symbol, the black sun, and they just made it rainbow. And this is not even like the fucking swastika where you can be like, oh, it was like a Hindu symbol and like it wasn't always used by Nazis. Like, it's only used by Nazis. And they publicly put that on their page. And then this is a quote from someone talking about it. Said, of course, that's not all there is to the project. Remilia faced backlash after the initial launch of the collection, that's their NFTs. Once the trader discovered a strange Kirk in one of the Milady accessories. Some of the avatars in a spin-off collection, Milady That Bitch, were wearing shirts bearing the word Treblanka, as in the Nazi concentration camp. And then this is them, someone talking about like essays or some shit that the creator of Remilia, made. And the quote is, first you kill the Jews who always seek to ruin and exploit other nations. Maya's 5-step guide on how to save a nation begins. Other past essays likened black people to gorillas and said, a husband is to his wife as a parent is to their child. Screenshots of tweets show Maya bragging about playing high-level manipulating games on infantilized, mind-broken women and telling one who claimed to have recovered from anorexia that she was a shameless piggy. So relationship behavior, but it goes more than just being a Nazi or doing bad shit to women. Additionally, it was alleged that Maya was supposedly part of a suicide movement called System Space. The community urged members to commit suicide, plying them with promises that they would gain access to paradise upon death. Alleged that 5 years back, a 17-year-old in Canada killed himself due to the influence of this cult. So this guy's also like in a cult that's telling people to kill themselves, and Buckshot's like publicly supporting this brand. So here, this is proof that symbol is still publicly on their page. Like, there's no hiding this. They publicly have a Nazi symbol on their main website. It's not even hidden. And then here, this article goes into a lot more of the. This is a good article. It's short, so I'll read it. So, founder of Milady NFT project revealed to have horrifying history involving a 4chan suicide cult, white supremacist cult, and pro-anorexia grooming. The founder of Remilia Collective and its popular Milady Maker NFT, Charlotte Fang, was discovered to have been a key player in white supremacist cult known as Kali Yuga Accelerationism. They were also tied to a group called System Space that is variously described as a suicide cult and as a 4chan trolling attempt that nevertheless tried to drive people to suicide. They also engaged in what they described themselves as grooming and bullying of young people into disordered eating and self-harm, where they were apparently deeply involved with, I don't know what that is. Oh, that's pro-anorexia, online culture. Charlotte Fang originally tried to deny the connection, attempting to cover up the connections between their online aliases and encouraging others to lie, and also covering up mentions of the alter ego. However, they eventually admitted to their past, writing that it was toxic baggage that's hurting Milady's community and poisoning the vibe. They're trying to act like they have a public image in the first place when they sell Nazi merch. They apologized for trying to hide the account, attempted to brush off their past actions as trolling that didn't reveal their real views, announced they'd be leaving the project, and finished saying they were more bullish than ever from a lady. So, yeah, that's the kind of shit that a member in Haunted Mound, apparently an anti-fascist, anti-Nazi collective, is doing. And, you know, I don't want to blame this all on Shed Theory. Like, Buckshot is a grown adult. He's a grown man. He knows this shit is wrong. He knows the kind of views that Haunted Mound was putting out before. But I think he realized that when Sematary wasn't sticking to his principles on the Shed shit, he could get away with a lot more. But also, I mean, Shed Theory is definitely encouraging him. Like, they're telling him to get an Iron Cross tattoo. Like, they're definitely, like, making it worse, like, radicalizing him more. So, this whole situation is horrible. But, it gets worse. There's a racist Twitter account that, Buckshot was following on his main called Hail Hitler, HH Hail Hitler. And this is just one of the horrible things that they tweeted. It said, if you walk like a racist and talk like a racist, you're probably a racist. And then it has the fucking, the scene in Spider-Man 3 where Tobey Maguire is, like, evil and, like, walking like a douche. Basically saying, like, I'm racist and I'm proud. And then, anytime, for, like, weeks, anytime someone questioned Buckshot on social media about why he supports Remilia, he would just say shit like this, like, dismissive, not answer anything. He said, get the fuck off the internet. So he's not addressing it at all. He's being angry and defensive about it. But weeks later, after being defensive that entire time, he puts out this bullshit apology saying it was all an accident, and the fans did not buy it. He said, I am not a Nazi. I do not hate anyone. I love everyone. I don't know anything about what other people believe. I just got the hat for free. I did not mean to follow that account. I don't even know who that was. I don't be on the internet enough to keep track of who I follow, and whatever dumbass shit they be posting, I don't agree with or believe any of that. I'm gonna work harder to do better. I'm sorry to anyone who thinks this is true. It's all bullshit. Fuck Nazis, die. And then this fan on Twitter sums it up really good. He said, mocking him, I accidentally bought Nazi NFTs, hung out with Nazis, discussed getting an Iron Cross tattoo, hung out with the creator of Nazi NFTs, and got a custom polo, bought a hat from the Nazi shop, and followed an account called Hail Hitler. Oopsies, new music coming soon. And then someone's questioning him in the screenshot. Someone's questioning him about how he accidentally followed the Hail Hitler account, and he was like, bitch, I literally get high and go on my phone. I'm sorry, bitch, I get high when I feel like it. So he's blaming it all on being high, like he accidentally followed a neo-Nazi account when he was high. And like saying all this is like an accident is so bullshit. Like, it's not just one hat or one account. He had the shirt 3 months ago. He had the NFTs. He's following the creator. He hung out with the creator. Like, no one is falling for this. Like this is fucked up. This is not good enough. And during this entire situation, Sematary, the anti-Nazi guy, said nothing when it's his fucking collective. He said nothing during this entire situation. Fucking useless. So, okay, who's to blame for this? Sematary for not sticking to his principles, Shed Theory for consistently spreading neo-Nazi shit, Buckshot for behaving this way as a grown man and an anti-fascist, quote-unquote anti-fascist, rap collective, or all of the above? Yes, fuck all of them, honestly. So, in conclusion, separating art from artist, why I will still be listening to them. So, in the exact same way that Sematary listened to Burzum because the music itself had value, but Varg was a Nazi, so he felt the need to say, just because I'm a fan doesn't mean I support that shit. That's exactly how I feel about Haunted Mound now. It sucks because I thought they were different, and the anti-fascist lyrics made me like them a lot more, but there's nothing I can do about it now. I will still be listening to Hunaholics on Halloween and Buck's new album if it ever comes out. And specifically with Buck, it's fucking tragic. Basically, he was the first new member to make a full solo album, like non-Sematary solo album in 2022, Burning Barn, and it's still like one of the best non-Sematary Haunted Mound albums. Is like almost as good as October Country. But then he didn't make music for years. For a while he was going to rehab, but then when he finally got out of rehab, he made this shitty like 4-song EP with Hackle, and he was already completely relapsed. And now it's almost been 4 years since he put out an album. You know, Turnabout put out 3 albums when he was in Haunted Mound. Hackle has 2. Ghost already has 1 when he was gone from the collective for years. And it's like you're slacking, man. And he finally put out new singles recently that were really good. And I was really excited he was finally going to drop, because he's, other than Ghost Mountain Sematary, he was my favorite member. But now this shit happened, and I do think he should be kicked out of Haunted Mound if Sematary has any principles or any morals left. But selfishly, I don't want that to happen, because, like I said, Buck's new music is good, and I've been waiting for this album for almost 4 years. So I don't know. I'm still gonna listen to them, separate the art from the artist. I do that all the time. Like I said, I listen to Shed, knowing they support Sam Hyde. But yeah, this sucks. Sematary is a hypocrite, poser, fake piece of shit, bullshit, fucking liar. Said all this anti-fascist, left this shit to get brownie points. He got a lot of fans and support off of it, and when it came time to actually stick to that, he gave up and just chose the easier option. And now there's a Nazi in his actual group. It's not just Shed. So I don't know what he should do about it. It sucks. He doesn't want to get... I know he doesn't want to get rid of Buck, because he's one of the most popular members, and he just lost Turnabout and Goner. And it's like, if you get rid of Buck, the collective's probably going to fall apart, because it'll just be him, Hackle, and Ghost. But I don't know. For years, you said all this anti-Nazi shit, and now you have a Nazi in your fucking group. You're not doing anything about it. I don't know. It sucks. But kind of really negative video for my first video on this channel. But thanks for watching anyway. More to come. Album tier list, album reaction reviews. When Hauntaholics coming out on Halloween, I'm gonna do a first listen reaction type video. So yeah, thanks for watching.